All right. Hey, Coach Prime Fanatics. Welcome to episode 50, I'm saying 50, 27. Thank you for being here. Our episode today is going to be about the topic of finding your peace. All right. Find your peace. That's the principle taken from the Elevate and Dominate book by Coach Prime, 21 Ways to Win on and off the field. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right. So why are we here? Well, remember, it's all about developing into the winners that we desire to be, right? We want to win with Coach Prime. We want to learn how to win with life and business. And what does it mean to be a winner? Well, winners at life and business set worthwhile goals, make progress towards those goals, and achieve those goals. To become that winner, you have to develop. And what are you developing? You're developing that winning mindset, skill set, and tool set. So to do that, that's why we utilize Coach Prime's principles that he teaches in his book. That's why we utilize the branding and marketing strategies we talk about, as well as the character building tools. So let's go ahead and dive into today's principle of the day, strategy of the day, and tool of the day. Talk about it. Then we'll talk about the program highlights and what content is available in reference to Colorado football. And then I'll make sure you understand how to access the tools in the resources section of the community. And if we have any questions and answers, we have time to get that done towards the end. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the community at CoachPrimeFanatics.com. When we go to resources here, we'll be able to access the life coaching tab and go to 21 principle game plan to win. This is the navigational system that's provided to us to help us develop that winning mindset. So we know how to think like a winner. And today's principle that helps us to think like a winner is to find your peace. All right. And this principle, along with the 5 takeaways, says this. All right. So it says, takeaway number 1, everything starts with faith. You can't be at your optimum without faith. Coach Prime says, for me, it's being a committed Christian and following God. Maybe you believe in a different higher power, but you need that faith-based guidance in your life. All right, so that's important. Everything starts with faith, having faith-based guidance. Takeaway number 2, faith has got to be part of your daily life. Like he says in the previous takeaway, you can't be at your optimum without it. Everything starts with faith. All right. So you need that faith-based guidance in your life. Faith has got to be part of your daily life. Y'all work out, right? You go to the gym or jump on your bike or lift some weights or run around your neighborhood or something like that, right? You do that to stay in shape, but you've got to develop your faith muscles and keep them toned as well. I like that. Takeaway number 3 says, remember that faith isn't faith unless it's challenged and you still believe. All right. I like that. You have to still believe, even though you're challenged. It's not faith if unless it's challenged. And then after the challenge, you still believe, which you say you believe. Your faith still remains intact because the faith doesn't change. You change. So truth is truth. Faith is faith. But if you're going to hold on to it like that anchor, then regardless of what the challenge is, you got to hold on to it and don't let go. Because faith isn't faith unless it's challenged. If it's not challenged, then it can't prove itself to you. Not that it has to, but it's designed for the challenge. It's designed to give you something to hold on to anchor on to, despite the challenges and the roadblocks. Winners win because they have that anchor of faith. So they have to have something to hold on to. You ever heard the saying how if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything? That's how it is. That's how faith is. It gives you something to stand for. If you don't stand for something, in this case, stand on something, then you end up falling for everything because you're not standing anymore because you don't have nothing to stand on. You don't have nothing to stand for. So you end up falling by default. So that's why faith is so important. And even if it's challenged or when it's challenged, you still hang on. You still hang on tough to it. You still continue to stand on it. Because when you stand on it, that's your protection. When you stand on it, that's the thing that's gonna help you to find your peace. That's the whole topic for today. You're finding your peace. Where is your peace? If you're not standing on faith, then peace will not be there, because that's where your peace is. When you have takeaway number 4 says, when you have faith in order, meaning when it's in place, when it's in order, when it's established, when it's built up, when you work it out and you tone your faith muscles up and you're strong in your faith, listen closely to find your peace. All right. That's when you can listen to find your peace. Listen to your spirit. Is it whispering or is it yelling? If you don't truly feel at peace, you got to identify what's wrong and be honest with yourself. If you're where you need to be, doing what you're supposed to do, your instincts will tell you the truth. Takeaway number 5, always focus on the good side of things. Being optimistic is going to be easier than staying negative. Being optimistic is going to be easier than staying negative. I tell people all the time to think about the best thing that can occur or that can happen, because if you keep pondering the worst thing, it will happen even when you're flat on your back. Injured football players can relate to that very well. Think about the best thing that can happen, because if you keep pondering the worst thing, it will happen even when you're flat out on your back. It will. Injured football players can relate. You've got to keep looking up. Got to keep looking up. If you don't keep looking up, then that thing that you're pondering, it will happen, like he says. All right, so that is it. Wait, that's a great way. That's principle 21, find your peace. That's a great way to end those. In the next show, we're going to talk about some side notes and the importance of following this 21 principle game plan and why you want to refer to it over and over again. So we'll do just like an overview of these 21 principles and some quotes and some final notes from Coach Prime in reference to how to win at life and business. Okay, so now let's go ahead back to the resources section and let's get into the business coaching side of things. And let's go to 33 ways to brand yourself online. And we should be on principle, or not principle, but strategy 21. Strategy 21 says motivate people. Discover what's important to your audience. People are motivated by what's important to them, what they consider valuable. Values are what make your audience unique. If you can recognize, celebrate, and speak to a person's values, then you will be able to motivate action. I like that. Let's read that again. We're talking about motivating people. So what I'm hearing from this is we have to speak to what's important to people. Speak to that thing, to what they value. Once we discover what's important to them, then everything in how we relate to them, if we want to motivate action, we have to continuously address them by what's important to them, because that's the thing that will get that person taking action. That's the thing that will move them. But once you find out what's important to them, what they consider valuable. And those values, the thing that makes us all unique, are those values, the things that's important to us, the things that get us moving and taking action, what we're driven by, what we desire. It's like that burning desire within each and every one of us is the thing that we value, that we think about all the time, that gets us moving. Once you know what that is, then you can continuously speak to that person's values, celebrate that person's values, recognize that person's values. Then you'll be able to get them move. You'll be able to get them moving because of that. Recognize, celebrate, speak to that person's values. I'm just rehearsing that and thinking about that. Coach Prime does that really well. Finds out what a person values, and then he recognizes it, um, and celebrates it, not comparing it to your values and downgrading it or something, but genuinely allowing people to have a value, to be unique, to have something. And values change. Things that are important to you today might not be important to you tomorrow, but whatever that value is, it's the thing that motivates you at that time. And when you care about people, you respect people, you you treat them like you would like to be treated. You want people um, to recognize what's important to you, right? You want people to celebrate what's important to you. You want what's important to you to be important to others, um, when as it relates to you. They don't. I mean, it don't have to be important to them, but it's only important to them because it's important to you. So whenever they speak to you and have relate with you, they relate with you based on what's important to you. And you do the same for others. You relate with others based on what's important to them. So when you find out what's important to people, then recognize their values, celebrate their values, speak to that person's values. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Now, let's keep it going. The last thing is let's talk about now the character coaching. Let's see what the character trait is for today. We're going to resources. We're looking for character trait number 21. That's the final trait. And you heard that character trait Coach Prime said and find your peace. In that he was talking about the character trait of being optimistic. Did y'all hear that? How to look on the bright side of things, find what is positive in every situation and event, anticipate the best possible outcome. Remember, you'll be on your back. If you ponder the worst case scenario is going to take place. So today's character trait is being decisive. I am decisive. I come to a decision, make up my mind, and remain firm on the matter. Ooh, that reminds me of that rock of fate, right? Remaining firm on the matter. Make a decision that you're going to stand on something, that you believe in something. And when challenges come about, because they will, you remain firm on the matter. That's just like coming to a decision, making up your mind. It's kind of like developing your faith muscle. Make up your mind on what you're going to stand on, and then remain firm on that thing that you say you're going to stand on. That's being decisive about your faith, being decisive about what you believe. Come to that decision. Make it up in your mind that this is who I am. This is what I believe in. Remain firm on it. You can also throw in what we got from the strategy today, from the marketing, the branding and marketing strategy, about values and what's important to you. Make up your mind about what's important to you. Make up your mind about what you value. Come to that decision and stand on it. Remain firm on the matter. You don't have to try to match what somebody else does because that's what's important to them. You can make a decision. You can stand for something. You can remain firm on the matter because when challenges come, which they will, right? It's going to test your decisiveness. That decision that you made, it's going to test to see if you are firm on the matter, if you are standing on the rock of faith. It's going to test that. It's going to determine if you really do value that thing that you say is important to you. Because when you do, then you're going to have that thing. Then you can live out your faith. Then you can live out your values. Then you don't have to be two-sided and double-minded and all of those things. That's called instability, right? You're unstable when you're double-minded. You got to stay firm. Make a decision. And if something is no longer important to you or you change your belief to, change it, but then remain firm. You don't change it every other day, just because of the circumstance or the challenge. Change it, but remain firm on the change or stay put. All right. So that was great. That was some great stuff. All right. Now let's go back to the community. And the last thing I want to just highlight, just know you can go to the resources section and find things to support your winning ways. go to programs and get an update on the CU Bus football. Today is the first day, I believe, of the second week of fall camp. So it's getting dicey. It's getting better and better. So tune in to see what's going on. And that's it. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I will see you on episode 28, where we're going to talk more about how to win in life and business. All right. Talk soon.